welcome to Be Kind, a series all about living cruelty-free and being a kind human. I spent my Valentine's Day at the Lush Summit in London, which was appropriate because there was so much love there. Love for animals, love for the environment, love for each other. It was great. It was a two-day event like the creative showcase I went to near the end of last year, but the summit has much more of a focus on activism and charity work and ethical sourcing and generally just making the world a better place.
Hello there.
Good morning! We're on our way to the Lush Summit. Here's Hannah. She's a lovely Lush PR person who invites me to all the things and I love her.
And we're going to have the best day.
Yes, we are. I'm so excited.
Are we going to save the world?
We are going to save the world.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Been jonesing to save the world lately.
It was still really fun and there was loads of cool stuff going on, but it was more educational and inspiring. There was a lot to take in, and due to the nature of the event, some of it was quite heavy and intense, but it was all really fascinating and I learnt so much. For me, it was an event that solidified so many of the decisions and changes I've made in my life. Things like going vegan and buying cruelty-free and trying to be less wasteful. It really reinforced those beliefs I have and reminded me that they are important and I am helping, and inspired me to do more where I can. I spoke to some inspiring people about really interesting stuff and I want to share the most impactful moments I had. I spoke to someone from Humane Society International about fur. Generally, most people know that fur is wrong and they won't knowingly buy real fur, but you could have bought real fur without even knowing it. Link in the description if you want to learn more about this, and I also might make an entire video about it because I didn't even know it was a thing and I feel like it's just something that people don't know about. But basically, a lot of the high street brands that you might shop at will unknowingly purchase real fur from suppliers being told that it's fake fur and then sell it labelled as fake fur, or sometimes just not labelled at all, but it's actually come from a real animal. They had an entire shelving unit full of products like hats and gloves and coats and pom-pom keyrings that were fur or had fur on them that they had sent to be tested to see if they were real animal fur or not. Spoiler alert, most of them were. And then they had labelled them stating what they were originally labelled as, either faux fur or no indication at all, what animal they were actually from, and how much they were being sold for. It's kind of unbelievable, and honestly it made me feel a bit sick knowing that so many people will be buying real fur without actually knowing that it is real fur. But they did give me this little card which shows you the basics of how to tell the difference between real fur and fake fur, and if you go to their website you'll be able to get that information too. I spoke to some lovely people from a charity called Mermaids who work to support children and young people and their families who might be struggling with gender issues. They were giving out pronouns badges and a lot of them were in different languages too, which was really cool. Animal Equality had an interactive thing called iAnimal, which is an immersive VR experience into the lives of farmed animals. Basically you put the headset on and you are in a farm with the animals, almost as if you are one of them, and you are taken through their life and death process. They had 3 options: chickens, pigs and cows, and I was put into the dairy cow one. I've watched documentaries about the meat and dairy industries. I've seen all of the horrific images and videos that are shown, and I always just kind of cry myself through them. But this I could not finish. Being in with the cow was a bit too much for me. I only made it as far as just after they had killed her a few inches away from me, which I couldn't even watch. I had to look away, and then I just had to take the headset off because I was feeling very panicky and I was crying a lot. And yeah, it was a lot.
I was crying into the headset.
There's a link down below if you did want to look into that. You don't need a VR headset, you can just watch it as a 360 video, but be warned, it is very graphic and can be really hard to watch. But it is important, so it's up to you. There was some really cool installation art from the artists of Pangea Seed Foundation, which is part of their artivism movement. They were made to emphasize the effect we have on the ocean and its inhabitants by polluting. I've only highlighted a few, but there were so many awesome organizations there, and I've linked all the ones I managed to nab flyers from or remember in the description. There were also displays about digital ethics, human rights and migration, cork as a sustainable material, non-animal testing methods, and so much more. If you want to learn more about all of this, which I do encourage, then check out the links in the description. I've also linked to Lush's information about the event and the Lush player, where you can watch all of the live talks and discussions that happened there. My other highlights from the event were bringing my brother and my friend Ed so that they could also learn more about all this stuff, eating potentially the best burrito and the best carrot cake I've ever had, both vegan of course, making new friends with lovely Lush people and hanging out with the amazing PR team more, and buying exclusive Lush products, knowing that all the proceeds are going to charity. Thanks as always to Lush for inviting me, thanks to all of the amazing organisations who do such great work, and thanks to you for watching, listening and continuing to be kind wherever you can. Bye!